Hello, everybody. Those of you who are here anyway. Sorry about the confusion with the time. For those of you who could make it. This is supposed to start about 30 minutes ago. Well, I'm technically supposed to start about 50 minutes ago now. Great. Fantastic. Supposed to start 50 minutes ago, then it got pushed to 20 minutes ago. And now here we are. Because, you know, best laid plans and all that sort of thing. But how's everybody doing? For those of you who are here anyway. There's not a ton of people in here, but that's fine. We don't need to have a lot of people to have a good time. We just need to have the right people. Alrighty. I am feeling a little bit better. I am feeling a little bit better. Video City 1. Better than I did last time. Still not 100% well yet, but my voice is completely fine now, so. Last time around it was almost fine. Now it's like I'm good. I'm still coughing a tiny little bit every now and then, but I'm mostly fine. It's just a little tickle in my throat now, nothing too serious. So I am mostly all better. Anyway, so yeah, I actually did a little bit of off-screen relic hunting before this stream, mostly stuff where I already knew where it all was. But I actually found one or two that I did not find in my save file, which led me to the discovery that I guess I should have known this honestly, but I hadn't done the research. That technically there are not enough relics in the game to get everything out of the little slot machines. Because originally, apparently the original slot machines were originally just going to be for the time rifts, and they eventually, very late in development, decided to add in the idea of the tokens that you could then put into the slot machine. And the idea was supposed to be that it would encourage participation in the modding community, because there were not enough of the little chips to get everything available in the base game. But unfortunately, modding stuff in addition to all the other patched stuff, is not available in the console version. So technically speaking, it is impossible to 100% a Hat in Time from the perspective of having all the collectibles on console. And you can get everything else. You can get all the yarn. You can get all the timepieces. So it's not, it's not too bad. But anyway. So we've already, last time around, we wrapped up both Deadbird Studio and Subcon Forest. We will not be finishing the game today because I will not be playing for that long. We're only going to go for probably an hour and a half or so. At this point, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see how long we go for. But we're probably. Oops, I didn't mean to do that again. I keep forgetting that it's also O to enter that, so I keep mashing it when I shouldn't be. We are probably only going to finish. We are going to do our best to finish up this next area, which we have not done anything in yet. That's why it's the thumbnail for today's video. Alpine Skyline, but we'll get into that in just a second. What am I talking about? Of course, I have it right there. No nearby relics in the corner. Of course, I bought it. I don't need to buy it because I have it. He offers you the pin that shows you where all the relics are. It doesn't show you exactly where they are on the map. It's kind of like It's kind of like the compass in, that's not true. I was going to say it's like the compass in Legend of Zelda, but it's actually not very much like the compass in Legend of Zelda at all. That's not an accurate comparison that I was about to make. Yeah, I'm not sure we've even been down here on camera. We might have gone over here and looked at the hourglass and then not actually have done anything. Not the hourglass. God, I'm losing it. The telescope. I think we might have come over here on stream and looked at it, and I said this is where we're going next, but I don't remember. So yeah, we've already got one of the time rifts, the purple one, open here, and this one says free roam, do whatever you'd like, as opposed to the more structured levels of the last several, where you had specific missions that you loaded into, and sometimes different instanced variations of the stage. Determined Smug Hat Kid says, hi, what are you doing here? You should be in there. You should be in the game. What are you doing in my chat? It's ridiculous. Don't make no sense. I guess there are up to 50 Hat Kids can exist simultaneously in any timeline now, so I suppose you can be the Hat Kid can be in the chat and in the game at the same time. It's not actually that confusing after all. Oh, did we already do this too? Did I load the right save file? These are made for vandalism, definitely. Even I feel compelled to take these and draw and everything. I can only conclude that this vandalism toolkit must be legal. That makes this replica extra rare. If only the package hadn't been opened, only a monster would open the package of a rare item. Yeah, I remember because I came down here previously and talked about that there was not a level here, just a little relic room. However, apparently this is now the room that lets you get to one of the DLC packs. So it has a purpose if you have all of DLC, and again, on PC. This console version ain't finished. But oh well. Eventually, I will get a recording setup where it's more convenient to do stuff off of PC, and we'll finish the game. Yeah, I remember. We did come in here because I looked at this button last time on the last stream. Of course. Crossbun says there are more Hat Kids than Soras. I don't know. There are a lot of Soras. It's hard to say how many. It's hard to say definitively how many Soras there are. Because there are a lot of Soras in Dream Drop Distance, if you think about the right scenes. What's our hat game look like right now? Yeah, it's fine, I guess. This is all fine. It's all fine. Video City 1, speaking of, how's Joey? Not well. He was gonna be here today, and hypothetically I was gonna be streaming with him, but apparently he helped a friend move yesterday, and it's very hot, and I guess he had to lift a lot of heavy stuff. He's not feeling very well, and also apparently he has to go into work early tomorrow. So he declined to attend, to join me today. But honestly, that's fine, because my day wound up being more... The reason I'm doing this stream is because, oh, Joey isn't coming this afternoon. I'll have time, but as we've observed, this stream started about 50 minutes late, if you don't count the, musical prelude. So actually, if he had come, I still would have been busy with other stuff anyway. I thought my evening had opened up since he wasn't coming, but other stuff wound up occupying it instead. Hopefully, you'll all get to see Joey live on stream with me playing a video game, possibly with Joshua as well, next weekend. And we're also planning on streaming all of the E3 conferences in a couple of weeks here. We're hoping to, at least. It's probably going to be a similar situation to last time, where Joey can only join us for a handful of them. He's probably not going to be able to do the morning ones. He'll probably only be able to attend the evening ones. But Joshua and I will stream all of the conferences that we are capable of streaming, except probably the Devolver Digital one. We will probably just watch that for fun on our own time, instead of trying to talk over it, and we'll probably want to pay attention. And then, yeah, Joey will join us for the ones that he can. Instead of last time, where we did videos that were edited and put up over on the main channel, they'll probably be, I don't know yet, we might still do the edited videos, but probably not. It's probably going to be live streams here on Research Runs. The decision has not been made yet. Nothing is final. Yeah, Determined Hat Kid. The little chemistry lab down there. That's now the way to Nyakuza Metro, and I forget where the access point to I don't know. I would say grab the Ethernet from over there. Is that okay? Do you have something hard you can bear down on? It's probably okay, but I don't know because I haven't done a test. I'm sorry. Sorry, Joshua just working out some technical difficulties of his own while I'm over here on stream, so. Seal the deal. Yeah, that's the name of the other one. Thank you. Alrighty, here we go. Oh, hold on. Now that we're actually getting into it again. Webcam goes away. Bye-bye. This camera seems awfully close. Oh. Yeah, pull that camera out. There you go, much better. I want to be able to see these beautiful environments. Gee whiz, look at all that. Look at all those clouds. There's a lot going on here. You can't necessarily see because this camera does not really let you look up. Apparently, again, in the PC version, there's kind of a better way to kind of tilt the camera upward, but it doesn't really exist in console. I'm really just kind of taking this opportunity to stop and admire this place, because you can't really come back to this one area after you've done it in the base game, at least as far as I know. It's kind of the intro section, and you can't really do it again, so I'm taking my time. Can you ring it? You can ring it more? I assume it doesn't close the doors. It just... Oh, it doesn't even make the bells ring. Oversight. Gotta fix that. Gotta fix fast. Not too fast, though. Push it to 2020. It's a good thing they pushed Sonic to 2020, because, like, VFX are hard, and I'm sure a lot of it was already done. And they would have been... I mean, it's gonna be a couple months to probably change, you know, figure out, everybody agree on what the new design is gonna be. Oh, dear. And then you gotta get all your VFX artists to redo, you know, to do the entire movie. Probably redo sections of it. So, like, it's a, I do not envy the folks who are working on that Sonic the Hedgehog film, but I am happy that the studio delayed it instead of putting everybody through a hellish 5 month of crunch as they basically redo the entire star of the film. So, I'm sure, I mean, the movie's still gonna be terrible, so who cares? But, at least the people working on the movie are going to have a slightly less nightmarish experience. Well, this is ominous. What do you want from me? Am I forgetting something? Or is something glitching out? What's happening? Wasn't that what I was supposed to do? This might not be good. might have just broken the game, folks. Unless I'm forgetting something, like I said, but I think I just broke the game. There's no other way around here, right? Yeah, we're just up to the top of this building, that's it. Not this top of this building, top of this little mountain. Birds for scale. Always with the birds for scale. Oh, okay. Of course, silly me, there was another one that I had to hit. I just overlooked it. Okay, there we go. Whew! Alright, that was spooky for a second. I was just blind, and I missed it. I was just stupid. There we go. Alrighty, here we go. This is one of my favorite parts, though. This is one of my favorite bits of the whole game. I was really excited to come back and do this again blind. Not blind, but come back and do this again.
I don't know much about the goats up here, but we tried to give them a wide berth.
I really like that little intro. I think that it's I mean, they try with each world to do something that's a bit different each time around, but I really like how distinctive and different from really any of the other settings that little intro sequence is. It's very moody, it's kind of slow, you just got a wide path you have to follow, nobody really bugs you, and then you have that essentially cutscene where you ride up the zip line. It's really neat.
If you get in their way, they tend to be a bit pushy.
How do you not know much about them if you're living up here with them? Or did you just move here? Or did they just move here? One of you is an invasive species.
Please, disregard my twitchy behavior. My body has been to places that have left a permanent mark.
What do you got for me? Nothing I want. Except for this, which I can actually buy. Should I? I should. Give me the scooter badge. I need it. It's the most important ability in the whole game. Alright, thank you. That's all I needed. Whoopee! Yahoo! This is the most important ability in the game. Completely useless. I guess the argument could be made that it is simply a high skill ability. You just gotta get good with it. Oh no! That buffalo turned around, and I wasn't expecting him to.
Have you noticed those bright flashing lights in the sky? They started appearing recently after some weird hourglasses fell from the sky. Wonder what they could be.
Probably the hourglasses themselves. But thanks for pointing them out for me.
In any case, I really wish they wouldn't be so bright. They're blinding.
Yeah, so there are 4 timepieces if you don't count the
faraway peaks.
if you don't count the time rifts. There are 4 timepieces on this world. One of them is over there, even though there's not a big shiny, because that one is that one's a little bit different from the other ones. We'll get to it eventually, though. I actually replayed that one the other day because I wanted to like kind of remind myself how it worked. And it's a cool little stage. I don't think I'm going to take that guy's money after all. I was going to take his money, but I think he already pushed me off the mountain once. I think I'll just not, and I'm going to die. That's cool. It's fine. I was planning on that anyway. It was all part of the plan. I did see the purple time rift over there. I'm just not going to mess with it right now. That purple time rift is really long, and if I remember correctly, really difficult. I don't think I ever even found all the comic book pages in it, but granted, I never went back and retried it. I found all but one of them. And I think I'm going to save that for a bit later. Yeah, so this world is a bit different. Unlike the other ones, which all have a really clear, like, narrative thread and bold characters, while this one does have some people walking around, none of them are named. And they're all just kind of ambient characters. It's like they're here, they're part of this setting, but that's all they really are, is just they're people who happen to live here. There's not much of a narrative through line to this location. It's an opportunity to do kind of an open world platformy sandbox, which it's really not as much as it claims to be, because really this is one kind of small open world stage and 4 linear platforming stages. Each of the main peaks is one lengthy stage that is very carefully and intricately designed, and then there are also a bunch of other, like, smaller islands that aren't necessarily, smaller peaks, I should say. They're islands in terms of, like, you know, mechanically, but obviously we're not actually on the island. There are a bunch of smaller peaks that are not really themselves specific, carefully designed levels. They're more put together as you know, smaller brief excursions as part of this overall open world setting. Mark1246 said, so 4 months after KH3 release, have you chill on certain negative aspects of it? No, not really. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Most of that game left me really bitter. It's like, it's not as bad as Dream Drop Distance. It's like, because Dream Drop Distance I just think is actually just not enjoyable in many of its aspects. Whereas, like, I can enjoy many qualities in Kingdom Hearts 3 that are fun. Like, honestly, I really think that, like, 85% of that game even is good. Or if it's not, if the 85% of that game is fun to tolerable, where it's like, yeah, whatever, or it's like, hey, yeah, this is enjoyable. There's not really much in there that's like peak Kingdom Hearts. There's not much in there that's like amazing, but there's very little in it for most of it that's like, for most of that 85% that's like actually bad. And then honestly, the ending just left me kind of bitter. There's not much in it that I really cared for personally. Mark2346 also has, so any hope for FF7 that you want in the third part? I don't know, I'm not sure exactly what you're talking about. If you can rephrase that for me, I'll try and answer it. Video City 1, really digging this music. I feel like I'm at Epcot.
Why don't we blow the
I
horns
really,
ourselves?
honestly, I wish, I don't know if Disney has this, but I wonder if they have sitting around, like, albums of, you know, whatever the area loop music is in the parks or whatever. They could probably get away with, like, every 5 years releasing an album for each of their parks. It's like, here's the area music that we were using, you know, that gets cycled out every couple of years or whatever. I'd buy it. There's a lot of really nice, like, you know, kind of, you know, relatively generic production music that you can just put in the background of stuff that's really comfortable to listen to.
Up this high, the air is really thin. It's hard for us to take deep enough breaths. It doesn't seem to bother you, though.
You are very small. You have very small lungs. Though I am a small child, I am larger than you are. So I'll hit this horn. He's calling the world serpent. Mimir, we need you to translate. Yo. He says, could you kindly go and kill Thor for me? Jaren Gravely, hey Jacob. Always meant to ask this, but I forgot. Outside of game soundtracks, what music do you enjoy? Some of my favorite bands and artists. I don't know. I listen to all kinds of music, but I really, it's not my, I'm not a huge music guy. There's plenty of people that I listen to, that I enjoy, that I probably couldn't even tell you their names. I could tell you what Sirius XM, like, stations I listen to consistently, and that can maybe clue you into stuff. Like, at least, you know, genre stuff. Because to be clear, I listen to a little bit of everything, but, I don't know. What's Sirius XM playlist like in, you know, radio stations do I listen to when I'm driving around? I like classic vinyl and classic rewind. I like the bridge. I like, Seriously Sinatra. Oh no. Oh man, I can't believe I survived that. I every now and then I hit up a little bit of Soul Town just to mix it up. But on my own time, I don't know. I like jazz a lot. I like a lot of I like classic rock stuff, I guess. Never really been a big metal guy or anything like that, but I like a lot of classic rock. I like a lot of 70s and 80s. I don't know, not a ton of 80s stuff, but I like a lot of 70s stuff. I say that, there's plenty of 80s stuff that I enjoy too, but I guess just like in my head, the 80s kind of inspires a different general image, generally different feeling to the music. So there's plenty of stuff in the 80s that I do like. I feel like 70s probably better frames stuff that I enjoy, perhaps. And I like kind of, you know, that big band, Great American Songbook type stuff. I don't know. Honestly, I listen to a lot of stuff, and I'm not. And in the first place, I'm not a huge music guy. I'm not a huge music stickler. I'm not always listening to music. I don't really have favorites for any genre or any artist or whatever else, so it's not something that I really think about a whole lot in terms of what my favorites are or aren't or whatever. Well, how am I supposed to kill you if you're up there, buddy? There you go. Now you're dead. Now you're dead too. Aha. Come back here, money. I need you. My magnet is gone and replaced with a scooter. Scooter's completely useless on this level. I bought it on the level where there's absolutely nowhere that is safe to use it. Oh no. Oh god, Hat Kid. And we're dead. Let's just go ahead and slide on down that mountain. There we go. Almost killed myself again because I tilted the stick in the wrong direction. I'm such a genius. Oh god, please stop. I'm trying to kill myself at this rate. Please, Hat Kid. Oh god. This is not going well. Linus says, I started watching SAO. I had some hope of it being good, but I've lost all that hope now. Why would you do that? We warned you. We warned you so many times over the course of this show's history. Though watching SAO is in some ways worth it just to make fun of it. I hate that, I don't know, not to make fun of it, but to watch people, like, break down, like, what doesn't and doesn't work about it. Because so many people have made good pieces about it, like, talking about what does and doesn't work. Sometimes it can be fun to be in there just to understand what people are saying about it. Also, that Sword Art Online abridged show that, Something Witty Entertainment, or whatever they're called, would you stop hitting the wall, kid? Something Witty Entertainment has a very good abridged version of SAO that is actually, like, not just, oh, haha, funny. It's like an actual improvement on, like, the drama of the original show. And you could argue, well, you know, that's easy to do. Yeah, it's easy to improve on that. But I mean, like, it's legitimately a, there's actually some decent character work in that abridged series. It's kind of funny. Some people turned me on to it a while ago, and I really didn't like the first couple episodes of the abridged series, and so I kind of let it go. But then on a whim, I was like, I'll let me like just watch like randomly part like 8 or whatever, and I guess like the first 2 parts of it are pretty weak, but it gets a lot better later on if you stick with it. SAO abridged, not SAO. SAO does not get better if you stick with it. It gets worse. The beginning of the show is the best part of it, and it does not get better from there. Yes, Video City 1, I did know that Kirito was the best. But thank you for letting me know. It's always good to have a reminder of who is and is not the best. Please don't hit me, large man. I'm just a child. Whew, okay. God, I need to sprint. I need to do the dive jump to get to that. Okay. Oh, or we could just not go that way again and not die to it. That's also a good option.
The Twilight Bell is this way.
I don't want to do the Twilight Bell just yet. I like the Twilight Bell a lot, and I'm going to save it for later.
The birds at the birdhouse steal shiny things.
Oh, jeez. I love shiny things. Let's go steal some shiny things from the shiny thing stealers. Bird Pass Fort. So for example, we're not quite to like the structured level of this section of the map yet, so this is just another part of the stage that you can just kind of wander around.
The birdhouse is this way.
That's more of the open world structure that this place supposedly has. It's honestly not as open world as I think they wanted it to be,
This way
but
doesn't lead to any peaks.
I can see that. It's just a thing. But I do want this. Oh no. Ah, boy. Let's try that again.
Hey, this way doesn't lead.
Okay. That time I lived. Beware. Okay. Good to know. Why is this small child climbing this mountain? It seems incredibly unsafe. Alrighty, let's check this place out. Where are we headed? Is this the Mountain of Invisible Cats? It is, yes.
Here.
I'd hold on to that hat of yours. This is where all the invisible
I
people are.
spy some treasure.
Watch out, Snake! There are invisible people on that mountain. There actually are. We're gonna have to be very careful here. I see you. Ah, crap! I didn't get him fast enough. Huzzah! Okay, more damage is required. Now you're dead. Haha. Are there health? There's health up there. I'm gonna hold on to that. I'm gonna need it later, perhaps. I'll come back for it. These cats do not want me in their village, but that's okay, because I don't want to be in their village any longer than I have to be. So I will leave shortly, if they don't knock me off. Stop that, you sons of guns! There you go, now you're dead. I don't remember if it's only the one peak that has these guys, or if there are two peaks that feature these characters. These little invisible cat guys. Who are actually on the startup screen for the game, but otherwise you would not really get to see them very often. Are they? No, they're not up on the startup screen for the game, but they're one of the portraits that you have to burn in the in Subcon Forest. So it's really weird because it's a preview of a character you won't see for several hours if you're playing the game with anything even resembling the appropriate order. But I see what you mean, Video City 1. This does definitely have kind of a theme park music vibe to it in certain areas. Some of these sub-areas have different music tracks that they transition to. I forget if I'm pretty sure when you're just in the general open world exploring, it's one just really long track. But each of the four main peaks has their own, also fairly lengthy track. Okay, I think there are more invisible people over on this one. Hold on. Watch out, Hat Kid. There was an invisible person. Give me that back, thank you. Give me your treasure. I'll take that, thank you. Fantastic. Okay, now we can leave. No more cat burglary shall happen on my watch. Out of here. Mark2346, I just saw earlier you asked another question about KH3. It was kind of... We're trying to avoid KH3 spoilers, if you don't mind, for anybody who may be watching this who hasn't finished it. So I deleted your comment, but you were asking about one of the final boss fights, and I will say that it was fine, but I wasn't impressed by it. I'm gonna say right now that, honestly, the none of the final fights of KH3, to me, got anywhere near the final fight of KH2, which is a little bit disappointing. And I screwed that up. I guess that was karma, right, for me saying something so mean.
The birdhouse is this way.
You gotta understand that I don't hate KH3, and like I can see its quality. It's just that like that I really did not like the ending, and it left a sour taste in my mouth to the extent. It's, you know what? It's a kind of Game of Thrones situation, because there are a lot of people who are like, hey, I watched 70 hours of that show and really enjoyed it, but now that it's like at the end, I'm like, was it even worth the time? And like, is it even worth the ride anymore with that ending? And it's not quite that for me, because I didn't like KH3 enough to be like, you know, enamored with like some people were with the front half of Game of Thrones. But it is a situation where it's like there were certainly qualities of KH3 that I enjoyed a lot that really were just overshadowed by I was not a fan of the ending of that game very much. Mark also asks, plan to play any mods for A Hat in Time? Nope, because we're doing it on console, so it's not an option. The way that my recording setup is right now is that it's just difficult for me to do PC stuff really easily. So we're playing the console version of the game. Now, hopefully in the future, we will return to A Hat in Time and we will play the DLC, which I have not played before. I've seen some of it online, but I haven't played it before. And upon that occasion, we will be able to play some of the mods, perhaps, but mainly to play through the two DLC packs. But that is at some point in the future, not something that I'm really concerned about dealing with at this exact moment in time.
There's a horn at the top.
Ooh, I'm looking forward to. I don't know why. I'm sure this is somebody else, but the little natives who live in this area, they sound like they're voiced by Tara Strong. I know they're not, but they kind of remind me of like how she sounds as Puss in Metal Gear. It's not quite that, but it's similar enough to be distracting to me. Okay, horn at the top. Where are you? How do any of the people who live here get around? My word, build some ladders, people. How ridiculous. How silly. Any game this year that I'm excited for? Hey, Joshua. Are there any games later this year that I'm excited for? I'm not really excited for Link's Awakening. Yeah, it could be fun, I guess. Honestly, we had this conversation on a stream like several months back of like what games are you looking forward to in 2019, and I think the conclusion we reached was nothing. If I remember correctly. I'm sure there's something that I'm not thinking of, but I'm really hard pressed to think of anything that I'm really jazzed about coming up in the coming year here. Paddleball Paul, I couldn't watch Game of Thrones after Season 4. Well, as I understand it, maybe I'm wrong on this, but as I understand it, Season 4 was the last season that was directly adapting the books, right? Demented Smug Hat Kid, the spiders kind of remind me of the spiders from Ocarina of Time. They are kind of similar. They are a little bit similar. I see what you're saying. 1 second. What we're going to do now is I'm going to activate this, and I'm going to jump down from the top.
There's a horn at the top.
I know. I got it. And now I'm back. Oh, I have enough to... Oh, I didn't realize I actually had enough. Okay. Awesome. Guess what, guys? We get the final hat in the game. Time stop. Sawarudo. Death is inevitable. Your time is valuable. Press L2 to slow down time. I really like this hat, both mechanically and in appearance. It's very classy looking. Look at that. Look at her. Look at how classy she is. Oh, I wish I had the full black one. Like the Midnight Widow one or whatever it's called. Looks fantastic with this hat. Perhaps next time I'll pull that from the little Rift token thing. Perhaps we will get lucky. Nope. Nope. To Mark, I am not currently watching. We actually talked about that on the last stream too. Somebody asked if there's any anime that I was currently viewing. And the answer is no. Last anime that I watched was about a year ago. I watched the first season of My Hero Academia. And for the record, Mark, you don't need to at research runs me every time you want to ask me something. I am looking at chat relatively frequently. And I do try to at least read everything. Whether or not I'll respond to it is another story, but I do try to read everything. Especially when we're in these streams and there's very few people, in with us right now, because there's only a couple, so I appreciate it, but don't worry, I will notice you. So you don't have to do that unless you got something really I would appreciate it if the at research run stuff is like, hey, you got something urgent, you got a tech issue, like especially if there's a tech issue or something that's like relevant to something that's happening right now. I don't mind it. It's okay. No, nobody's gonna get in trouble for doing the at research runs thing or anything like that, but just know you don't need to do that every time to get my attention. I am reading, I promise. It's totally cool. I'm not even saying you have to stop doing it. I'm just telling you, don't worry, I will see your comments with or without it. That's just kind of to everybody, not just to you, so never fear. Especially since there's like, what, 11 people in this? So, we're good right now. I'm not exactly struggling to keep up with chat. James Orlowski says, will you continue playing KH games as they come out? I don't know. Who knows where I'm going to be? Like, hey, when the next game comes out in 5 years, who knows where I'm going to be and what I'm going to be doing? Maybe I'm not going to have time to play video games anymore. You never know. I don't know what I'm going to be doing in 5 years. Or whenever. Who knows if they're even going to release another KH game, he said sarcastically. Oh, no. Oh, no, Hat Kid. I just wanted to go back for 2 seconds, and I screwed it all up. I really don't know. On one hand, I'm like, maybe Tetsuya Nomura will actually be moving on to a story that he wants to write now, because it is my personal interpretation and feeling of recent events with that series that he kind of lost interest in in a lot of the material that he was working on. But will that translate to enough interest on my part to return to the series? I don't know. Perhaps. I really don't know. I guess I can't hit that right here. Perhaps from up top here? No, I think they don't have enough travel time. I think they explode after too short of a time period to hit it from this distance, but we'll give it a shot. Just to see. Hold on, perhaps from slightly more distance. No, Hat Kid. Straight. Darn, I can't hit it. Oh, from those trees I can hit it though. Yeah, that'll work. Oh crap. Nope, don't do that. From those trees I can absolutely hit it. I think. This should work. There we go. Not that it really matters, because I could have gotten up here anyway, but besides, we want to go explore what's up here right now. Getting all distracted. Oh my gosh, stop that. Please actually transition to the other wire. There we go. Much better. Aha, I glitched my way through it. Huzzah. Oh no, never mind. Okay, what did I get hit by? Oh, just a bird. It's fine. I can deal with that. I can kill a bird. No problem. There we go. That wasn't a sequence break, was it? How are you supposed to break those boxes conventionally? Oh, I guess that was a sequence break. That was the end. Oops. My mistake. Whatever. It's fine. Who cares? It's cool. It doesn't matter. Her little voice acting bits were so hilarious. She throws bombs at people. Fantastic. Okay, no, okay, that was it for this. That was the only thing to acquire on this stage, but this was progress to the birdhouse. Of course. Silly me. Oliam Noruga says he just ate a really good hamburger. Ooh. Don't ask me why you commented that. Have you been playing Metal Gear Solid 5 like my brother has? He just got to the burgers of Kazuhira Miller. The part where freaking Kazuhira Miller creates McDonald's.
There's a lot of really big structures up
The
on these
chemical burger.
peaks. I wonder who built them. Birds don't build birdhouses, right?
I don't know, maybe these birds build birdhouses.
Badges are totally in.
That's fine. What do you got for me? Nothing, just the bonus ones. I'm pretty sure that I have all of the badges that matter in the game now, if I recall correctly. So, we're good. My loadout will only occasionally change from here on out anyway. Aha! You thought you would blow me up, but you were wrong. I actually don't want to go up there just yet, because I see something else down here. Aha! Treasure. You see? This is why we have to investigate everything. We don't really need more yarn at this point. At this point, it's just an optional collectible. I don't think we really need it to knit anything anymore, because that last once we knit all the hats, it's just like a bonus thing.
There's something strange about some of those eggs.
But of course, if somebody else had been missing yarn, then perhaps they would have needed more to be able to get their time hat. Go ahead and blow up already. Haha. Jebaited. I can't do anything to these eggs, unfortunately. Or could I have lured the explosive guy over to them? Is that what goes on here? I don't remember. I do not remember many details about this one. I remember the other... I don't think I ever really came back and replayed this segment, though I've replayed all of the other segments of this stage. Ow. Do they only explode when you get close to them? There's not like a timer-based thing on it? Fascinating. Yes, of the bunch, this is probably the one that I remember the least. Ow! Seriously, is there not a bad... The other one didn't explode when I was on top of them. I'm doing something wrong, of course. As per usual, I'm screwing something up, but that's okay. I'll fix it eventually. Eventually, I'll figure out how to play the video game. Okay, barely made it out, but it's okay. We got it. There's another one inside this building, but I don't know how to get in there. I do not recall the steps necessary to get inside of that building, and I missed the jump. But that is okay. Hold on. Let me look in here. Where is the window? There has to be some kind of access point, right? It is inside. Can I get there from in here? And I just wasn't paying enough attention. Since the camera's not cooperating, I'm just gonna... You know what? Here, you know what? Save time in the stream and hashtag just cheat. Aha! I see now the way to do this. Legitimate strategy. It's a legitimate strategy. Don't judge me. Go away, bird. That one's got all those spikes on it. I can't go up there. Gee whiz. Oh no, please don't do this to me, bird. Please don't do this to me, pushy Elvis bird. James Orlowski asks, which sat better with you now that time has passed, KH3 or 15? Well, obviously 15 has had a lot more time than KH3 has, but I definitely think that 15 is the better overall product in some regards. I mean, there are areas where 15 is deficient. I think that I don't know this because I haven't replayed either game, but I imagine that KH3 is probably a lot more fun to replay than 15. I don't imagine that 15 has a ton of replay value once you do it more than once. But I do feel that despite all of 15's problems, that it pretty much did everything that it set out to do narratively, if that makes sense. Like everything in that game built towards the conclusion that it had, and then at the end it hit the narrative beats that it wanted to hit, and it got out, and it was done. And I feel like the the conclusion of 15, whether or not you enjoy it or don't enjoy it or whatever, at least had consistent intent behind it. Let's put it that way. Whereas with KH3, I really don't know what they were going for half the time. There were just a lot of big question marks on KH3 as to what their actual, like, what their goal was at certain times. There's certain things in that game where I'm not sure how I was meant to feel. I'm not really sure what they were going for. Whereas with 15, at minimum, even though there were things that didn't work, I knew what the ending of the game was supposed to be about. KH3 is a lot of hot air in parts of it. Not all of it, but there are parts of it where it's just like, and now this happens because it is the ending of a video game, and it must happen. A lot of things that feel very obligatory. With 15, there are areas where it feels like content is missing, or where there are things where more bold, creative decisions could have been taken, but like it's there, the product is there, you get it, if you will. Whereas like with 3, there are a lot of areas where there's not even like, oh, well, if they just finished this, or if they added this or whatever, it's like, you just kind of say, what was the, where, why, what were we going for exactly? What was all this about? And it's not really a situation where, like with 15, I have a pretty clean idea about how to take what exists, and it's like, well, how could we streamline this and make it a little bit better from the base game? Where I kind of had something pretty quickly after I played 15, or of like, you know, how could it be improved, quotation marks. But with KH3, it's really like, I'm not sure exactly what could or should be done to help that game out. No. That guy's still over there waiting to explode, huh? I looked back over him and then he exploded. Okay. The rules on those eggs are weird. The rules on those explosive eggs are very strange. Okay. Safe. Okay, now we want to go back around this way. Get ourselves to that relic that we saw earlier. Break the box that's directly below us. Over on this roof. Down here. Bam. And that should be a straight shot to our relic. Done. Alright, what are next? Next up is the summit of the whole thing. You have to go to the actual bird cage, part of the bird cage. I guess the whole thing is inside. What am I talking about? Where the whole thing is inside the bird cage. That's not the ending. Now what am I doing? I can't really get back up there cleanly, can I? I'm gonna have to redo a bit of this. Oh dear. Okay, well that's fine. Okay, whatever. All the enemies are dead, so it's gonna be a pretty quick, straight shot. So, no big deal, no biggie. Just a couple extra seconds. I'm a little bit behind on chat now. Jaren Gravely, thoughts on Disney frequently remaking their animated classics? I know plenty of people with different opinions. I haven't seen a single one of those. And honestly, I have different feelings on each of them, because I know enough about... I know I have different feelings on each of them from the point of their, like, just the inception of the idea. And I have feelings on, like, from what I've heard about the contents of each film. But my feeling is that movie making is not only extremely expensive, but extremely risky. And sometimes you want to have a sure bet, make a little bit of money. And in my head, there is an aspect of those films where it's like, it is valuable to do this in order to have... in order to have, like, a really secure, like, let's just turn this out and make a lot of money, right? People will go see it, that's fine. And especially stuff with, like, Cinderella, where it's like, oh, this is a remake of the Disney classic animated Cinderella, but then you say to yourself, like, is it really a remake of the classic animated Cinderella, or is this just another Cinderella movie? They don't say anything, do they? Oh, well. I just wasted... now we have to redo the level. I was like, did I miss those birds? Do they say something funny? They don't say anything, and now we have to redo the level. But it's okay. Like, with animated Cinderella, with the live-action Cinderella, which was the first one, I'm pretty sure they kicked this whole thing off. It's like, whatever. It's really, it's just they're doing a Cinderella movie, and there's a bajillion adaptations of Cinderella out there, so who really cares? The Beauty and the Beast one, what I've heard about that is that that's a huge waste of time. But I think the real thing that irks me about that movie more than it being a waste of time is the fact that it is apparently a waste of money. While it turned a profit, the live-action Beauty and the Beast remake is like in the top 10 most expensive films ever made now, unadjusted for inflation, obviously. But to me, now that's completely defeating the point of what's good about this, which is turn a relatively quick profit with a cheap product. Not necessarily even cheap product, but with a guaranteed turn a profit product. Make your money, get in, get out. And if you're just doing your lazy, like, not necessarily shot for shot, but very direct remake, where, from what I've heard, it's all about, like correcting the issues. It wasn't feminist enough. There were things that didn't make sense. We have to correct all these plot holes. I say as I throw myself through a hole, because I'm just screwing around. Again, I haven't seen Beauty and the Beast, but I've heard enough about it. I watched, for example, Lindsay Ellis's video on it, which seems like it's pretty much the definitive takedown, from what I've heard from people, so... And I have friends who have seen it who are, not too happy, none too happy with it, so... I think that one is probably, it sounds like the biggest waste of time and resources. Oh, we hadn't had that animation yet. Oh, and of course it's for this one, because we're trying to wake up the bird, of course. That's the specific little cute one there. Instead of doing the big fanfare. No, be quiet. We don't want to wake up this massive bird that could just swallow me whole. What's this? Little seeds of some kind drifting away. Ooh. He doesn't like it. Now he's sick. Alright, where to next? I don't know. So here's my thoughts on it, right? Like, my feelings are complex because from one standpoint, I respect not respect, but I understand the business behind it. I am this may sound weird, but I have a certain amount of tolerance for scummy companies gotta make money approaches to things. I'm not necessarily thrilled about it, but I get it. It is what it is. It is the nature of our capitalistic society. Hardy har har.
Why don't we up it? It doesn't.
But the Aladdin one really irked me a little bit when I saw that Prince Ali scene that they released, because I'm like, that is an example of something where what was actually successful about the original thing is being undercut in a serious way, and not because of Will Smith's performance or whatever. Like, I did not want him to be doing a Robin Williams impression. I want him to do his own thing. If he's going to be in the movie, do your own thing, make it new, make it different. And don't compare it to the old thing because it's a new thing. But the movie itself doesn't annoy me as much as the general outlook of okay, I'm a 30 to 40 something man or woman, whatever. I don't see cartoons. Those are for kids. But I remember when I liked Aladdin or Beauty and the Beast or whatever when I was younger, and since this movie is live action, it is socially acceptable for me to enjoy it and go see it in a movie theater, which is ridiculous to me. And that's something that's going to be a long fight to get over that I actually think I talked about during the last stream for a while. But specifically the thing that annoyed me is like the lyrics of Prince Ali are specifically designed to have these bits where the genie is darting around and becoming different people in the crowd and hyping up Prince Ali, making it seem like the townspeople have heard of him before, right? To lend more credibility to him. But instead, in this version, Will Smith just sings it walking around with the procession. He faced the galloping hordes, 100 bad guys with swords. He's got a zoo. I'm telling you, it's a world-class menagerie. He just does it just standing there. And the difficult thing is that while animation isn't cheap, animation is not cheap, drawing normal genie or drawing, like Larry King riffing genie or whatever, I don't know, Scottish genie, whatever, all those little things that he does, it costs the same amount of money. Just animator got to draw it on a pad of paper, right? But it's like, and he can just riff in the sound booth and do that stuff. But in the live action version, you don't have that luxury. Will Smith can't just riff. He can't just come up with goofy stuff, because every time that he riffs and they want to do like a special effect associated with it, it's another like $5 million. And they got to set up the shot to support the special effects. So they got to plan it ahead of time. So he can't do any of that kind of like really crazy genie riffing. I'm sure that he does get to ad-lib some lines and some jokes, but he can't ad-lib like turning into a goat or turning into a different costume or whatever. That's not how it works, because it's money. It's all big money, and you got to set up the scene right to support your special effects. So I feel that it is unfortunate that these movies that are very specifically geared for one medium are being remade to just because, oh, and it's not even the business of the movie so much as it is the limitations of the format within which they're being made, and then, but then like, oh, but it's okay for me to go see this version of it as an adult because I'm an adult and I can't see cartoons. And this is a whole thing that I could talk about for a long time that I'm not gonna. I will say this, the live-action remake of Mulan, while I probably won't see it, is probably one of the only ones of those that I have any degree of interest in. Again, won't see it, but because people complained initially because they're like, oh, they're cutting Shang and they're cutting songs.
Careful. Some of these bridges are old.
But the real thing is that they're doing that because now it's gonna be like a period piece war drama, instead of being like, having, there's all the war stuff happen kind of off to the side and it's mostly just them training with like, 2 real battle scenes. Now it's gonna be like this big period piece war epic, and that's distinctively different from what Mulan originally was, right? That is a different product that's going to offer a different experience. Also, I'm sure the Chinese box office will be amazing. So, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you do it? Gotta make that China money. Oh no, I thought it was gonna hit me. Thank goodness it didn't. It might have launched me off the side of this thing. But, I guess my point is that, like, I respect that one a little bit more because it is, in its own way, a different thing. But, I don't know. I haven't seen any of them, so really my opinion on all of them is pretty limited. I get the business side of it, gotta make money, and movie making is risky. It's a risky business. You put a lot, it's basically gambling. It's basically gambling, except that it takes years of work and time to find out if your bet worked or not. And you're gambling millions of dollars at a time. So I get wanting the security. And really, people will complain, but like the Walt Disney Company, and some people will say that this was a bad period for the studio. But in later era of Walt Disney running the things, they released a bunch of really corny, like kind of low budget, easy to watch, crowd pleasing live action movies that were and all that. They didn't really do live action remakes of their animated films, but they did all kinds of stuff that was just like, get it out there, turn a profit, whatever. Honestly, I think that Discovering the Beauty and the Beast is one of the most expensive films of the last several years, one of the most expensive films ever made. Changed my opinion on that film in a major way, because it's like now you're defeating the purpose of the entire operation. Now the things about this that I was like, yeah, I get it. You now don't have that. You don't have that buffer anymore. You no longer have that excuse of it's just a thing to make money. It's a quick, not necessarily, again, I don't want to make it sound like quick and like I'm not trying to make it sound like I want quick and cheap products. I appreciate that they, I guess, did put the time in and that they tried to make a good product, expensive product that, took money or whatever, but like I don't, on the other hand, I don't want, like, these things aren't worth it. These movies are not worth being in the top 10 most expensive films of all time. Like, no, stop. Not worth it. These are inaccurate steps that you are taking here. There's the other Invisible Cat Island. I knew there was another one. I don't know, I hope that somewhat answered your question. Oh no, that's not what I wanted to do. Oh, okay, no, it's just over here to the side.
This one leads to a horn. You can just see it.
Okay, I guess we'll go deal with some invisible cats. Why are we saying Dean Weiss raid other than Dean being here? Were people spamming Dean to be in the chat or something? What's going on?
I went up ahead and scratched slightly.
An invisible cat. Oh no. Catch me if you can. Felines. Oh no. I was too fast. Huzzah! Can't stop me. Dean Weiss said, I just beat FF3, worse ending than FF2. Well, FF3 really isn't about the story. FF3 is really more of a mechanical thing. It was really about them refining and changing up the combat design than it was about, like, telling a really engrossing story. The early FF games all have really different design goals. It's kind of interesting. But yeah, 3 was never really about the story, to the extent that, like, it wasn't even until the DS remake of it that the characters even had names or designs. They were just filling your job class on these guys, similar to the first FF. Honestly, even more so than the first FF, and, well, FF2 really did have a pretty explicit story you're supposed to follow, but even more so than the first FF, which was really just, like, a D&D campaign slapped onto some, slapped with some turn-based combat and in a video game where you had fewer choices than normal. FF3 was very much just a mechanical experiment. Just to see if they could get that job system to work. It's my feelings on it anyway. I've never read anything about the behind the scenes about their design goals. Maybe there was someone at Square Enix who really thought that FF3 was going to be their narrative masterpiece or something. But at least from my perspective, having played 3, I really feel like the story was not the point of that game, and it was just about mechanical complexity and screwing around with new ideas. Okie dokie. Now what are we doing? Right, we extended this, of course. Silly me. I'm completely losing my marbles. Get me to that windmill. The music at the windmill, for some reason, reminds me of Chrono Trigger music. It hasn't quite started yet. We're still hearing the general area music. We'll get to that in a moment, though. The Windmill. Yeah, let me actually bump the music for this place for a minute so everybody can kind of listen to it, and I'll mute myself for a second. That'll also give me an opportunity to read through chat. People are correcting me, yes. Live-action Alice in Wonderland was the first, not Cinderella. That's my mistake. Why would you do this to me, Hat Kid? Oh, why would you do this? Oh, the humanity. There we go. Okay. That time it worked. Yeah, I saw a comment a bit earlier from Dean who was saying Cage 3 kind of did the bare minimum. It feels like in spots. There are places where I feel like they did all the necessary work. They put effort in, but there are other areas where it really does feel like just the bare minimum. Again, mostly in the ending. Was Maleficent before Cinderella? I don't know because I haven't seen any of these movies. I really like the theme for the windmill, but I'll turn it back down now. Yeah, I really don't know. I really haven't seen any of those. I haven't seen Maleficent, haven't seen either of those Alice in Wonderland movies, haven't seen any of these movies. I've checked out for all of this. I do not care. I have feelings on it because I have feelings on everything, because I care way too much about the entertainment industry. But despite the fact that I have feelings and could talk about these things and carry on in a conversation for quite some time, that's only because I'm insane, not because I have any particular interest in this product. You gotta remember, I'm the guy who read the first Twilight because I just wanted to know.
Welcome, young one. Please make a purchase at...
I'm the guy who's just, I just want to be plugged in and know what's going on because I'm curious and I want to know what's happening. Truly, I am the son of two former people who worked in marketing. Give me that Dweller mask. There you go. Oh, geez. I forgot. We're gonna have to change the camera inside the Windmill. Windmill does not like very far settings. Let's switch that over to standard. There we go. Much better. Interior settings in this game do not like that very far camera setting. Anything hiding down there? Camera, cooperate with me here. That was a little bit. Looks like we're good to go. Can't stand on those ropes. You can stand on the really narrow ones, the little bouncy ones, but not on these big, thick ropes. No, no, no. You just fall straight through those. Oh, dear. I'll just go perch out on the edge of this little stump here. And eventually I'll get where I'm going. Huzzah. Alrighty. Ooh, hold on. There's stuff down here, isn't there? Haha. Okay, what do we got for me here? Looks like some manner of challenge. Some manner of test of strength. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. I can make it. I can make it. Whew, yes, I did it. Haha. That would have despawned if I hadn't completed the little challenge. I would not have been able to get that. What does this bell do? Oh, it opens back up the... Oh, hey, look at that. That's convenient. Check that out. Wasn't that nice of them? I left 3 birds alive over there, though. I should have gone back down and killed them. I saw somebody earlier, I think it was Mark was asking about DMC5. I have not technically played any of the DMC games, though I am somewhat familiar with the series, and I would like to play all of them when I get the opportunity, including 5, but that's just, not in the cards for me at this exact moment in time. Perhaps later. Perhaps later. Excuse me. Where am I going? I'm going over here. Haha. I used my big gamer brain and I turned the camera. I always forget that there was a Broadway thing for Aladdin. Honestly, I remember that there was a live-action, hour-long version of Aladdin stage performance at Disneyland before I remember that there was a Broadway thing. Oof, okay, almost fell, but that's fine. It's okay, I made it, no big deal. Oh man, look at that, that was so smooth, that was so quick, I didn't even stop moving the whole time. Amazing timing, impeccable timing. Incredible boss, that's why you're the best. I've been telling stories about that one for years. This one's a bit difficult. Actually, it's not that difficult. I always think that I'm gonna. Back in the early days with this game, I always was afraid of those like sandbags and balloon jumps because it's like I was afraid that you could have to get the timing perfect on them or something. But they're really pretty automatic, and I fell. But I didn't fall that far, so it's okay. They're actually fairly automatic jumps, so there's no real reason to be scared of them. As long as you hit the first one and keep the stick pointed in the right direction, you're usually okay. But I'm always spooked when I come up on them. I always think I'm going to screw them up somehow. There you go, you did it that time, kid. Hey, Tanuki, Mr. Tanuki. Dead. Shouldn't have come near me. Shouldn't have come at me. The Chinese audience is not like the original animated Mulan, Dean Weiss? I don't know. I do not know. I know that Jackie Chan was in it, but that might not have been enough to make them like it. I'm sure there were too many things in it that were felt to be disrespectful or foreign. It's true. It's true. Jackie Chan can sell most anything to the Chinese people, it seems. Okay, hold on. What's Steamwise Raid all about? It's a Twitch thing. When streamers are done streaming, they'll send their chat to another stream, and people say, name of the streamer, Raid. Yeah, I know about that, but what does it have to do about here? Was Dean streaming and he told people to come here? You got 4 people to come, Dean? Wow, amazing. Sorry, being so sarcastic. Oh, no, don't do that. Don't get back on there. We're going up this way. Oh, no! Bad timing on my part. Let's try that again. There we go. I did it. Aha. No one can stop me. I'm the biggest and the strongest. Gosh, the more I play this game, the more I'm convinced this is one of my favorite games. I really, really like this game a lot. There are very few games out there that I can think of that I just like, that I throw myself back into to replay very quickly. And it's like, I beat this game and I came back and, I mean, I don't know, I beat this game a while before I started streaming it, but like I'm thinking, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go play this on PC and I'll beat it again. I'll 100% it again on PC, why not? And then I'll do the DLC on stream, in a couple of months or whatever, and then I'll go back and I'll beat the DLC again on my own time. It's like I don't do this for games usually. And part of it is because this game is really short and really like consumable. It doesn't really demand much of your time. So that's probably a big part of why I feel that way about it, but like, man, I really like this game. No Hat Kid. You can do it. There you go. You did it. Paddleball Paul, it's storming really bad over here. I might lose power. I hope not. That's not pleasant at all. Oh, I'm way behind in chat. Let me scroll through here some really, really fast stuff. Let me scroll through here real quick. Alice in Wonderland was 2012. I guess that was a while ago. That's quite some time ago. Wow. Video City 1, oh, I thought you watched Twilight. Did you actually read it? That's dedication. I did a mixture. I think I listened to a book on tape of it. I think that's what I did. It's been a while, though, so I don't remember. And it wasn't literally on tape. It was like, an MP3 or a CD or something. But in the same way that we say, wait until it comes to video, we still say, book on tape, even though we obviously do not listen to them on tape anymore. An audiobook, that's right, but I don't care. I'm gonna call it a book on tape for a while. There's a lot of analog isms in my vocabulary that aren't going away anytime soon. Wait, Dean, are they doing a live-action Hunchback remake? Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Where are they gonna shoot it now?
Okay, that's bad. That is bad. Oh my
The fact that that's where my brain goes first is pretty horrible, I know. Sorry.
That's not funny.
Sorry.
Not.
It's what are you talking about? You're
I
smiling.
gotta go and cry for the death of society.
Paddleball Paul, I do have to admit the music for Cage 3 was great. Some of it I really enjoyed. I tweeted over on the Twitter about a certain track. I'm not gonna say what it is 'cause it's kind of a spoiler, but the area theme for one of the last locations in the game. It's not the last location in the game, even though the title would certainly imply that it is a final location. The area music for that place, I was very enamored with. It's like one of the best tracks in the whole series, in my personal opinion. I was personally really disappointed considering considering one of the best things about Dream Drop Distance was the ending boss rush with all these, like, you know, series great villains with series great like remix music of already awesome tracks. It turned into these like pumping, throbbing, really incredible action tracks. I was pretty disappointed by a lot of the final boss music in Cage 3. I don't know because I haven't gone back and listened to it, but a lot of them didn't even sound like redos. A lot of them sounded like they just pulled the old files out from the 1.5 and 2.5 releases and just slapped them in there. But I don't know. I probably have to go back and listen to them again. One thing I will say that I was disappointed with was the fact that the final boss of the whole thing was a remix. I thought that was pretty lame. It wasn't even a remix of, like, the track they chose to remix didn't make sense for the final fight. It was, I don't know. But we're not going to talk about this right now. This is a discussion for another time. Cage 3 did have a lot of good music in it. But it's not what it takes for me to enjoy the game, I'm afraid. And I feel like there are other games in the series that had better overall soundtracks than 3. But I don't know. Honestly, it's a matter of I've been exposed to those a lot more than I have to, you know... Oh, God. Okay, hold on. I can get there. I've been exposed, you know, I've spent a longer time with the soundtracks of the older games, so, you know, maybe I just need to, maybe I need to spend a bit more time with Cage 3's soundtrack. I don't know, because I really only have listened to it in the context of playing the game, so... Perhaps I have not ruminated on its music long enough. But I was not completely taken with it while playing it. But to be fair, this is also the first KH game that I have experienced via Let's Playing it and talking a lot while I was playing it, so it's entirely possible that I just wasn't listening closely enough to some of the music, and that I would have enjoyed it more if I had shut up more often. Though you guys know me and Joey, we don't talk non-stop in our Let's Plays, so I don't know. I liked it, it had good music. I'm not sure it necessarily blew me away or anything like that, but, you know, whatever, it didn't have to, I just had to play it, it was good. I don't want to sound like I'm just picking on it, because that's not fair. I want that other pond, though. Hold on. I need to fill these pockets. Come back around. There we go. Got it. Okay. Give this another shot here. Oh, I can't do it that way. I have to go up this way, or I can... Okay, saved it. I saved it. That's fine. I did a little controlled descent there. There we go. I did it that time. Give me that pawn. Bring it to me. There you go. There's a lot going on in the background right now. A lot of moving pieces on the screen at the moment. Alright, I didn't miss anything back there, did I? No relics sitting around hiding from me that I'm overlooking. I'm good to move on, right? Oh wait, hold on. I think I see something. Whoa, okay, hold on. Am I supposed to go down on this thing to get to something secretive? I feel like that wheel is spinning much faster than I'm moving. It's absolutely spinning much faster than I'm moving. I missed something on that central spoke down there, but it looks like it's okay. Looks like it doesn't go to anything, so it's fine. I don't think I missed anything. And besides, if it is, it'd just be a minor collectible. We're not necessarily getting every single one in the game, so it doesn't matter. Okay, here we go. Almost done with the Windmill. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Okay. See? Professional gameplay. Oh god. That was not perfect. I just clipped right through that. It wasn't my fault, though. It wasn't my fault that time. Hat kid. You gotta work with me here. There we go. Alright. Secure. Anything hidden around here? I don't think so. I bet you, I should have had this on. I bet there's something else hidden in this area. Oh, no, okay. The nearest thing is very far away. If it tracks by nearness, it might track by some order that I don't know about. 'Cause I know it only displays one at a time, but I like to hope that whenever you turn it on, it tracks the nearest. That would be a logical thing to do, but who knows. Whoopee! Another one. We keep scrolling through this stuff. You guys are trying to bait me a little bit here. I see it in the comments, trying to get me to read some stuff. I'm not gonna. People have, you guys think you're being original. People have baited me with the same thing in the past. It's not gonna happen. Nope, Gideon, we are doing... Oh, somebody already answered. Yeah, we're doing this on PS4. Eventually we'll do the DLC on PC, but just right now, I don't really have my recording set up in such a way that I can do stuff on PC very easily. Oh gosh, the first Alice in Wonderland was 2010, not 2012. Oh, that's miserable. Peyton Waltkins, what do you think of the battle theme for the last world? Was that there wasn't a standard battle theme on the last world in KH3 because there weren't any standard encounters. Am I right? Oh, you mean the very final thing? It was fine. I don't know. I haven't listened to it enough. I like the general area theme for that place a lot, but I haven't really spent much time listening to that big mob / boss fight. The first fight that you have when you get to that final world in KH3. I really haven't gone back and listened to the fight music very much. I like the general area music, though, the stuff you hear for like 2 seconds before you walk forward. I did make a point of going and listening to that, since you don't really get to hear it in the game very much. I did know you can go first-person mode on some of the attraction attacks by pressing R3. I realized they had to make those attacks interesting. By giving you choices. Because there are no other meaningful choices while using the attraction attacks. Would you like to attack lots of enemies, or would you like to attack lots of enemies? On we go. Crossburn, can I ask if there's a car and anime special equivalent in KH3, or is that a surprise? By car and anime special, do you mean like Joey and I have a meltdown about stupid things for an hour? Or like we get stuck on a single easy mob fight for an hour? because there's no such thing as getting stuck on a mob fight for an hour in KH3 because that game is too easy. But in terms of us freaking out about ridiculous things, I would say that there is one episode where Joey goes off about how how Nazi zombies is ruined now for like an hour. Where he basically talks about how all the more recent Black Ops games have ruined what Nazi zombies was all about back in the day. Oh no, I should have done another double jump after I killed the first one. I don't know. There's probably episodes where we go off on stuff for a long time in KH3, but I really don't remember because I mean, we filmed it a while ago now, and I haven't edited it yet. Deanway says, Jacob, I don't talk too much on Let's Plays. Also, Jacob reads one question, talks about it for 30 minutes, and falls super behind on chat. Hey, I said Let's Plays. This is a stream, baby. Totally different ball game. Who's up? Oh, hold on. I don't want to go to the lava cake yet. I'm an idiot. I'm not paying attention. I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing. I'm a fool! Oh no. Oh, stop it! Stop! Oh boy. Why am I dumb? Why am I stupid? I'm college educated and I can't jump on a spider. Thank you. I needed that help. This is the only area in the base game that wants you to use the time stop hat. Is this what this is? I'm pretty sure this is what this is. Mystifying Time Mesa. That is correct. All right, we got one horn to find here, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, this way doesn't lead to any peaks.
That's okay. I'm not just in it for the timepieces. I'm also in it for that money. I need these pawns. I am not yet rich enough. I require more money, much like the Walt Disney Company. I need more money. Okay, kids. Sa, worodo! Made it. Alrighty. Yeah, if I recall correctly, this is the only area in the base game where you're required to use the time hat to advance. But it does come in handy during the final boss fight. Not necessary, but useful during the final boss fight. It makes that boss fight slightly easier. It doesn't make it a cakewalk, because the final boss moves so fast that the time stop hat really only helps. You have the ability to stop time, but the final boss still moves so quickly that it only helps a little bit. It's amazing. Did it! Give me that horn. I wonder if that's a missing sound effect. I think that was a glitch. There's a couple of spots in this game where there's like voice acting lines don't play, like the mafia boss in his little jar on your ship. In the console version, he's not voiced. He doesn't have any voice lines after he turns into a jar. But in the PC version, he does talk. Get me over there. Yahoo! Give me that relic. I need it. I want it. I need it. Give it to me. Thank you. How many of these do we have right now? We're sitting on 8 Rift tokens. One more, and that's 3 goes at the slot machine. I can't believe it. 80,000. What's the line from the lava episode of Community, where Starburns thinks that he's won? 20, however many thousand bucks. That's however many thousand lottery tickets. Woohoo! Some people are just beyond helping. Oh wait, not yet, not yet, not yet. I don't need that just yet. Hold on a second. No, I've done it wrong. I've done something incorrectly. What have I done wrong here? No? What am I to do? What am I to do? I do not remember the solution to this puzzle. Ah, is this the... No, this is not the solution. The puzzle. What am I doing? What am I doing? Hold on. I will remember this eventually. But I have to solve the puzzle. Aha! That was how you do it. I solved the puzzle. There we go. I get 3 goes on the slot machine. Can't even see them, they're so far away. I'm still on standard, aren't I? I didn't ever change it back to very far. Yeah, give me that very far. Very nice. Here, give me that. Shoop. That's the fastest way back to the beginning of this mesa, or however they refer to them. They have names. I don't remember if they call them mesas or peaks or whatever. It doesn't matter. It's not a mesa, but I feel like they called it that. I think it was called Time Stop Mesa or something. I have not ever watched any sports anime. Oli, you said you were happy at me for pronouncing it closer earlier in the stream, and I don't remember what I said last time. Oliemi Naruga. Oliemi Naruga. What? No. He said it's some kind of Spanish wordplay. So I don't think we're gonna solve that one without being fluent enough in Spanish to get some kind of wordplay joke that he's also making with his username, so I don't know. But he said, have you ever watched any sports anime? He's trying to debate me into saying something else, but I'm not gonna say it. Have I ever watched any sports anime? I do not believe so. I have watched 2 music anime, though. I watched Your Lie in April, which was good until it wasn't. And I watched Kids on the Slope, which was fantastic until it was okay. It's also about half the length of Your Lie in April, so my advice is skip Your Lie in April, just watch Kids on the Slope. And understand that there's a point where it goes 10 years later, and you're like, what? Huh? What? And they're basically just skipping a major section of the manga. They're skipping a major section of the manga where there's no jazz music, basically. Because it was done by, it was actually done by, the guy who did Cowboy Bebop, I think. Let me double check, hold on. I remember, I think Yoko Kanno was attached to it, and I think the guy who directed Cowboy Bebop was attached to it. Let me double check. I want to make sure I have my facts straight before I start shilling incorrectly. Yeah, the anime was directed by, Shinichiro Watanabe, and Yoko Kanno was involved on the music. No, was it? Yeah, Yoko Kanno, that's correct. Yeah, she did the music. And basically, it's a 60s period piece about a bunch of Japanese kids who get into jazz. That's a simplification. There's some soap opera-y elements, and this is something that's always been interesting to me about the entire manga industry, I guess, is the way there's a bunch of these mangas that are, built around, like, hey, things that kids do in school. So it's like, let's do, music manga. Yeah, doing a manga about, being in a band in school or whatever, right? And it's to me, it's like, why are you facing the wrong direction? I think this is a glitch too. But it's like in a manga, you can't hear the music. What's the point of making a comic book about musical performances? And so often it's really more about the soap opera and melodrama surrounding things than it is about the actual music, which is definitely the case with Your Lie in April. And what I really did not like about that show, even from the beginning when it was good, was that they wouldn't shut up because it was too much of a direct adaptation of the manga. So, for example, like when the musician suddenly, like, you know, switches key, or they start, you know, really jazzing up the piece and doing something unexpected, the characters in the audience all go, oh! And then you hear the internal characters' thoughts, and they go, "Wow, the piece is completely different all of the sudden. What a different feeling!" And it's like, shut up and let me listen to the music, because the piece is still going, and the characters are like, "Oh, he's changed the tone of the piece suddenly." I know, because I can hear it with my ears. You don't gotta do that anymore. You can take that out now. Alternatively, Kids on the Slope has none of that silliness because they understood now that the audience can hear the music, we can just listen to it and let's not have anybody talk during the music. I think there's one time in the whole show where you hear somebody's thoughts while music is being performed and it's appropriate in the moment when it happens. And it's like 12 seconds out of a 5-minute piece, so it's not really that bothersome. I'm noticing a bridge going around behind this house, which makes me suspicious, even though it just gave us the all clear a second ago. Nah, nothing. I was suspicious for no reason. It's okay. I'm suspicious of a lot of things for no reason. I'm a very paranoid person. Anyway, kidding aside. The Kids on the Slope, basically, in the manga, there is a very lengthy segment in like the back quarter of it where one of the characters, like basically, the main character basically splits off from the rest of the main cast and goes and does his own thing for like years. And it's all part of the story, but there's no music during that part. So basically for the anime, they were like, well, there's no music, time for a 10 years later flash forward, which means that the final episode of that show is a little bit weird because there's just this very sudden jump in time that doesn't really work. But it was the end of their 12-episode run, and it's like, hey, are we gonna squish the rest of the story with all the fun stuff just to, you know, to have 2 episodes of this other soap opera stuff that isn't really that super duper important? Or are we going to just keep the main aspect of the story intact and have the last episode be a little bit squished? And they opted for the latter, which I think was a good choice for that show overall. So I totally forgot about that. I never would have thought about that if somebody hadn't asked me about sports anime and then I made the line in my brain to music anime. But Kids on the Slope is great, and thank you for reminding me of its existence. Big recommend on that, especially if you like that jazz music. As I do. I like the jazz. Derek left a little while. It looks like Derek left several minutes ago, so I missed it. But see you later, man, if you ever come back and watch this archive. I did see you. I saw that you were here, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for wishing us a good day and night, depending on where we are in the world. eMonster4 asks, how's Joey? Very tired, as I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, because he helped a friend move yesterday. He was actually going to be here hanging out this afternoon and possibly on a stream with me, but that didn't happen anymore, because he wasn't feeling very well. But that's okay, because my afternoon wound up being a little bit more contested than I had expected, and he wouldn't have been able to come until, like, he wouldn't have been able to come over here until, like, 5 o'clock anyway, so, it's ultimately, it's fine. It works out. We get to do Alpine Skyline instead. And you'll probably see Joey next weekend on a stream with me. And hopefully within a couple of weeks you'll be seeing the Kingdom Hearts playthroughs resuming again too, but not right away. I'm gonna get a lot of work done on that. Hopefully this coming week. I'm gonna put a lot more hours into editing Dream Drop Distance, but no promises on everything being ready soon. Definitely not this week. I don't know if it's even going to be before the end of the month at this point. Oh god. Hey, that's fine, I made it.
Clearly a safe place for a child to be.
I really enjoy how, like, sarcastic this game is, and how I don't know, in general, I really like things that are, like, can be viewed by kids, are in some ways aimed at kids, but don't talk down to the audience at all, and in some ways, like, they're very sarcastic. They have a certain cynical edge to them. Like I always thought of this game as just kind of being sarcastic, was the word that I would have used to describe it, but I read an interview on Destructoid recently with the director. He was talking about it being very cynical in some regards, which is also a good word to use, since a big part of this game is that essentially every named character Hat Kid meets in this game wants to kill her at some point. And a lot of the non-named characters, too. But I really enjoy stuff like this, like Gravity Falls, what I've seen of Star vs. the Forces of Evil, both Avatar: The Last Airbender and Avatar: The Legend of Korra. I just really enjoy that tone overall. Something about the tone of, you know, it's kind of a kids thing. Kids can watch it, but it's got a certain edge to it, which, you know, maybe why I was drawn to Kingdom Hearts, and why I still enjoy some of the games in the Kingdom Hearts series so much. Even the games in the Kingdom Hearts series that I'm not a huge fan of still have an aspect of that, at least. But honestly, I think that's a big part of why some of the later Kingdom Hearts games really don't do it for me, is that, like, the tone is gone. There's no bite to later games. People will say, well, of course there's a bite. There's all these villains and bad stuff happening, and nah, honestly, those games kind of lose their edge after Birth by Sleep, in my personal opinion. And some people may say, Jacob, did you even play Kingdom Hearts 3? And I'm like, yeah. The game has no teeth. The game has absolutely no teeth. I feel like after you get past a certain point in Kingdom Hearts, there are no real narrative risks being taken. None of the characters are really being put through anything. It loses a lot of the edge that drew me to the series in the first place. To be clear, when I say edge, I'm not talking about, like, Shadow the Hedgehog edge. It's not the same thing. You like that Shadow the Hedgehog edge, Joshua? You said dang it, though. I thought that meant that you loved the Shadow the Hedgehog. Don't you like how he has guns and a Mercedes? Isn't he the coolest? He also has a Mercedes. Yeah, he has a car too. He has a motorcycle and a car in Shadow the Hedgehog. He has both. He can get you a hedgehog who can do both. Get there. Get there. Oh, no. Okay, I slid and I bounced, and that wasn't what I meant to do. That was bad. Perhaps this will have a heart inside of it. It won't. It'll just have money. That's okay. I like money, too, but unfortunately, money doesn't keep me alive. It's not like that movie with Justin Timberlake. What's it called? In Time. Where where currency is time and it's constantly ticking down, and if you run out of time, you die. So it's like you die. You gotta, like, you spend time to buy things, so it's like you gotta go to your job or you're gonna run out of time. You know, and you want to buy that thing. You know, you can't buy too much, because what if you run out of time? What if you don't get paid? Oh god, why did I do that? That was very bad of me to do. I should not have done the thing that I just did. But it's okay. Because I'm going to jump over here, and I'm going to get this, and it's going to be all okay. Dean Weiss, I feel like your Lion April was trying way too hard. Yeah, in spots. Your Lion April sounds like a good show with a lion in it. Alex Oliveira? Alex Oliveira. Thank you for everything you do, Research Runs. You literally make my day every time you post. I'm glad you enjoy the stuff. There will be, hopefully, in the next couple of days, there will be a new video on the channel because I actually made I'm gonna try and do little highlight clips from the streams every now and then now. And I made a little highlight clip of the discussion that we had in part 3 of A Hat in Time, where we talked about, I don't know how many people who are in the chat right now were present for that one. I know Dean was there. We had a pretty lengthy discussion about the internal development situation with Versus 13 and Final Fantasy 15, and how I feel that a serious emotional toll must have been taken by Tetsuya Nomura and his staff with the situation surrounding that game. You know what? Hold on. Before we go to Twilight Bell, we're gonna back out to the hub actually, because we got a ton of tokens we can turn in for goodies. Video City 1 posits that classic question, that ancient riddle. Can you see all of me? Walk into my mystery. Indeed. You know what? Agreed. Step inside, hold on for dear life. Capture you and set you free. I am all of me. I am. Yeah, I'll take that. The Blood Moon. Star, we have to break the Blood Moon curse. Marco, there's no such thing. That's a cool one. But we got plenty. We can get more. I don't know. I really don't like that version of the sprint cap. Let's see what else we can get. Let's give it one more roll, just in case. I saw the rank 3 standard hat kit hat. I want that hat. I didn't get it. I got another ice hat. This one's fine, I guess. It's neat. It's kind of cool. I like it. It's fine. It's not my favorite, but it's fine. How many more do I have? I have another 4, so I can go one more time. Heck yeah. No remix, thank you. I want the hat. God, I don't want this hat. Oh, there was the black. The black was next to it. The all black one, the midnight one. I want that. This hat is fine. It's just not my big favorite. Whee! I'm running circles around you. Woo! Here's a schematic for you. My ass. Where am I going now? Oh, hold on. I know what we're gonna do now. We're gonna get the last thing over here that we haven't done yet. E-Monster4 says, so FF Remake is a thing again. Yeah, I'm not going to get into that again because I talked about the FF Remake a good bit both in the last stream and the stream before that, part 4 of A Hat in Time, and my post-graduation no sleeping stream. Here we go. Cheating the race. Mission. Win legitimate. We're not gonna win this race legitimately. No, we're gonna cheat big time, and even cheating, it's gonna be difficult. But I'm gonna be talking about the FF7 remake a little bit more, kind of indirectly, in a video that will hopefully be coming up on the main channel soon. Well, excuse me. But if you don't want to wait for a new video to come out, you can always swing by my Patreon page, and for $1, you can actually read the script for that upcoming video right now. I'm over on my Patreon. Will be. There's not much on there yet because it's brand new, but a bunch of stuff is going to be on there eventually, including but not limited to. You're going to get to see early previews of scripts for things that I'm working on. And right now, you can read a script about my next video, which isn't. I don't want to do false advertising here. It's not really about the FF7 remake. It's actually about hype culture. It's just kind of brought on by the FF7 remake. But of course, the video itself will be out soon. So that was a little shameless plug, but it was actually a little bit shameful. I'm not holding anything hostage over there. The video itself will be out eventually, so never fear. Simply a quick mention. But yeah, other than that, I've talked plenty about the FF7 remake recently. I don't think I need to get into it anymore at this exact moment in time. Oh, hold on, bird. I'm gonna kill you. Come here, bird. You're dead now. Alrighty. These birds. Kill those birds. No, they ran away. I didn't get to kill them. Oh, well. Alrighty. What do you want from me?
Rockets are fast, and if Mafia on rocket, Mafia is fast.
Sound logic.
Fastest man alive! Little child want to race fastest man alive? Mafia stole timepiece from HQ. If you win, Mafia give it to you.
Race me, chicken!
It is on! Mafia not sure Mafia survive this, but at least Mafia die as fastest man alive!
This game is great. So, see, Mafia is so fast. The only way to beat him is to use... Oh god, no, stop! I'm gonna lose now. I'm too far behind. I can never catch up now. Is to use the time stop hat. We must cheat, you see, to win. It is the only way to achieve victory against the Mafia, is to cheat as they cheat. I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna make it. He's gonna beat me. I'm gonna have to do this again. I made it, haha. I should have more confidence in myself. Linus asked, have I played any of the Ace Attorney games? No, I have not. And, not to disappoint anybody, because I saw somebody earlier saying maybe you should stream those, those would be fun. Not on my itinerary anytime soon. Let me put it this way. Nothing against the Ace Attorney games, not necessarily a lack of interest in them, but I've got plenty of other things that I'm interested in, that I'd like to spend time on before I would ever get to that, so I don't think that's ever really going to happen, personally or, professionally here on the channel. Especially because before I do any Ace Attorney anything, I would want to play every single Professor Layton game on the channel. Not every Professor Layton game. I wouldn't play the one that has Ace Attorney in it. Not out of any spite towards Ace Attorney, but just because I don't care about that game. I would play all the mainline Professor Layton games. Also, to be clear, so you know there's no Ace Attorney bias, I'm not counting Catriel or Layton Brothers Mystery Room as mainline Professor Layton games. Though I don't know. I've been told by my brother that Mystery Room is quite good, so I do need to play it myself on my own time, but I'm not sure if I necessarily have any interest in doing Let's Plays of it at any point. But I would very much like to do Let's Plays of some, if not all, of the Professor Layton games with somebody on the main channel. Joey, Aiden, I don't know who knows. It probably won't ever happen, because I'd have to, I don't know. We'd have to emulate them. I'd have to set up the emulation in a way that it would all work. I don't know. It's a lot of work. That sounds like a lot of work. Anyway, back over here. Get me back in there. Video City 1, Jacob, that is my absolute favorite part of your Fragmentary Passage stream. I play it just to hear you and Joshua sing Shadow. I remembered that Joshua and I sang I Am All of Me in one of our streams, but I could not remember which one it was, so thank you for reminding me. We sang like a full 2 verses of I Am All of Me at the top of our lungs at the beginning of the Fragmentary Passion stream. Thank you for reminding me. Dean Weiss says, I know you're not going to respond to this. Haha, I'm calling you out. I'm responding to it. But I know you're highlighting that versus discussion for the bragging rights. It was also the first thing that I thought of after beating KH3. Incorrect. Because I'm pretty sure that discussion was well after KH3, so there was nothing about that was, like, intended to be, like... I'm not bragging, like, predictively or whatever. That was all done in response to some of my feelings on KH3. I mean, it was in response to other things, too, but that was factored into it. No, I'm highlighting it because I'm just trying to think of ways to diversify content on these channels and also to diversify viewership on the channel a little bit. And quite frankly, a lot of the viewers that I have, no offense to any of you, those of you who are in here right now or who are watching the archive of this later, but a lot of my fans... they're here for the Square Enix, they're here for the Kingdom Hearts, they're here for the Final Fantasy. They're not necessarily here to watch me play a hat and who. I feel that if I can pull some more people to these types of games, that would be a good thing for me. Also because I feel like there are probably people out there who would enjoy this stuff who are like, I don't know if I necessarily care about that. who may not realize that, you know, even while we're sitting over here playing this game, we're having talks about all kinds of interesting stuff. The same types of stuff we have interesting talks about during the KH playthroughs. So I thought that if I kicked this, if the first highlight thing that I did was a fairly in-depth discussion about Final Fantasy and Tetsuya Nomura stuff, then maybe people would look at that and go, oh, so this is the type of stuff they talk about during the streams? Maybe I should check some of those out. So it's not a bragging rights thing, Dean Weiss. It is a tactical viewership expansion decision. Yes! I did just say that out loud to an audience. The Twilight Path. Should have called it the Twilight Zone. Would have been hilarious. Alrighty. Hilarious. She fall down and go boom.
The Twilight Bell is just ahead.
She didn't get enough wontons. I don't know if this next segment of this is my favorite part of Alpine Skyline, because I really do love the music in the Windmill, but I think that the next kind of level segment, this final level segment of Alpine Skyline, might just be my favorite segment of this world, if not one of my favorite segments in the game. It's pretty neat. We're almost there now. Wahoo! I made it. Alrighty, here we go. Actually, out of curiosity, let me go ahead and just... No, we got all the relics on the stage. Haha, no one can stop me. I'm the biggest and the strongest. Here we go. I keep, like, thinking, oh, while I'm on the zipline, I'll look over a chat, and I forget there's money to be made. I have to pay attention so I can get all the money. Though I have the magnet thing on, so I'll probably get all of them anyway, so who cares? Game Grumps just started playing the first Ace Attorney? Huh. I wonder if they'll enjoy that. They've done, I say that, like, they've done visual novel type stuff in the past, and that's more interactive than their usual fare. And there's a lot of good comedy to mine in the Ace Attorney games. Again, while I'm not super familiar with them, I have seen, you know, I've watched footage of them, I've seen clips of them, I've watched bits of Let's Plays and stuff, so, like, I have some familiarity.
Welcome, young one.
And what am I talking about?
Please
Freaking
make
the
a
Game
purchase
Grumps,
at my
they get all
humble
those
stall.
goofy Ace Attorney characters, and they're gonna come up with voices and fake personas for all of them. They're gonna have a blast with that game. I was thinking, like, is that really gonna be good for their format? And I was like, no, actually, that's gonna be amazing for their format.
If only I could reach it.
All right, so you remember at the top of this, if you were here at the beginning of the stream, I talked about how they were saying that, I said there are 4 timepieces here, but there were only, and there were 4 peaks, but there were only 3 sparkles. There were only 3 big sparkles showing off the, you know, showing the locations of the timepieces. So, like, I mean, here we are. Some kind of cosmos effect going up inside that bell, but I mean, we're at the top of the mountain. There's not a stage. There's no timepiece. No big sparkle. What's going on? What's happening? Oops, hold on.
Look at that thing.
If only I could reach it. Okay. Well, it appears that I am committed to the position, since the way back not just the way back, it's not that the road back to where I came from disappeared, it's that, where I came from disappeared. Fascinating. I guess I live here now. This segment has some very neat stuff, mechanically speaking. This is all based around the Dweller Mask stuff and the phasing certain things in and out of reality. And honestly, it gets it feels like it should be the final level for Subcon Forest or something, because it is pushing these mechanics to their absolute limit. So check this out. Huh. Okay, interesting. So when the red stuff is hitting it, even if I try to spawn it in, it stays all barcodey and not solid. Okay. I'll keep that in mind. Fascinating. Oleami Noruga. I tried it that time. Oleami Noruga. I went really fast with it to see if I would get something that sounded decent. Now I need to see your 0.2 stream by law. I don't know if it's by law. But yeah, all of those the research streams that I did back like last summer at this point now for 0.2 for Birth by Sleep, 0.2 and Dream Drop Distance. Those are all over on the main channel. It's probably the last time that you'll ever see streaming content like that over on the main channel. Still do streams over there occasionally, but that was kind of an exception. Oh right, that leaves those up indefinitely. This one doesn't fade back in like a lot of these bells do. It just goes in and out. So you can't go through that door if it's expanded, but you can get through these doors. Alrighty, so yeah, some of the bells here do not deactivate. So I can't do anything about that one. I just have to jump over it. So yeah, the purple stuff is active all the time, but the green Dweller Mask or the green bells will deactivate it. This gets pretty layered. Oh no, I missed. How did I miss it? It was right there. How did I miss? You missed him! He was right in front of you and you missed him! Well, I don't think that's... I don't think that famous beloved scene is going to be remade in live action at all, Joshua, because the Mulan film, as I was talking about earlier, it's going to be like a war drama now. Yeah, no, like, that's the whole thing, is that a bunch of the characters, like, Shang doesn't exist anymore, it's not gonna have songs. That's what I was saying, it's like, that's actually the only one where I'm like, they're kind of justifying the remake, because they're not making, like, a goofy, fun musical anymore. They're making, like, a relatively serious, like, war drama that just stars Fa Mulan. Precisely, that's exactly how I feel about it, it might, I don't know, I mean, maybe it'll be good. Oh, Jimmy Wong is in it. Yeah, Freddie Wong's younger brother. He's playing one of like the comedy sidekick characters. I forget their names. The fat one, the mean one, and the skinny one. He's the skinny one. Yeah. What am I talking about? There's which characters could he play between those? He's not short and mean. He's not big and fat. So he must be the skinny one. Sorry. Who knows? Oh, on principle, sure. Oh no, Hat Kid. Ooh, I saved it. You guys see that? That was clutch. I gotta wait. I tried to jump too fast and it hadn't finished recharging. Haha. You're in another dimension and I don't have to kill these guys. They literally can't hurt me. But I go to another dimension just to kill them. Which is another point in favor of Hat Kid. She's just a little bit, she's mean. She likes killing these things. It's enjoyable to her. Huzzah, I made it. Oh. Dean Weiss says, what? Maybe I'm thinking of a different discussion then. Yeah, you must be. I know you previously said, because I remember you tweeted something at me a while ago, it was like, man, I can't believe it, after playing KH3, you totally called Nomura's attitude about something, and I don't remember exactly what you were thinking about either, but, no, I think you must have been thinking about some conversation I had previously. I don't know what it was, but some conversation where I talked about just Nomura's general attitude, where it feels like he's not necessarily interested in making this story anymore. So this is neat, check this out. Huh, you can push the gate up and then it comes back down. But yeah, no, I'm thinking of something that was much more recent. It was in A Hat in Time. I sat on a bench for a while, and I talked about the behind-the-scenes development situation for a bit on certain things. Crossburn, I can't speak for the 3DS games, so the first 4 should be relatively easy to emulate / record. Yeah, I'm sure. It's just something I have to figure out because I haven't done before. Sorry, folks, just skimming in through chat again really fast. Oleum Naruga says, would anybody here like a fedora as one of Hat Kid's hats? I'm sure there probably is a fedora in mods, and there might even be a fedora in across the 2 DLC things that they've released now. They have, there are a bunch of new hats and skins for her. Alright, so we dropped the thing down a little bit by making that thing disappear as opposed to making it up here. Huzzah. And now we can get to that locked door. Whoopee! Now we can move forward another 5 feet. No closer to getting us out of this this strange nightmare hellscape that we can't escape from, I'm afraid. It's been a weird week for Hat Kid when you think about it. Actually, it's longer than a week. You can look at her diary. Oh man, I keep forgetting to look at her diary. We missed her diary again. We keep forgetting to do that. You can read it all online. You can read her diary entries online. They're pretty good, but I always forget about them. Alright, so if we do this, it pushes it up, but oops, it's too short. I can't slip under it. It comes back down too quickly. But perhaps if we use the red matter, which deletes the presence of the green stuff, when I make it solid, it leaves me a little gap to get through. Oh no, but I can't escape the room because this is still activated. Hit it, Hat Kid, you can do it. There you go. And out we go. Let's go slap that key in that lock. We're not going through it just yet. We got a few more things to attend to in this room. Yeah, I'll be back for you in a second. Ooh, I actually made it. I cheated it. I cheated the game and myself. Oh, but right, I have to hit, of course, I forgot. It's actually not about jumping to the top. You have to go this way because you need that wall gone when you do this. Of course, silly me. Now I remember how to play the video game. Whee! Yeah! Get it, get it, get it! Yes, I got it. Haha. Alright, well that's easy. Alright, we're almost done with this segment now. What we got over here? What's going on over here? Oh, these stay expanded. They don't go away. Okay, well, if we go fast, we can... Oh, crap! I didn't think about that. Oh, no! That was a foolish mistake that I just made. That was a rookie mistake. I killed myself. I played myself. There we go. Okay, and now... Huh. Hey! It's sparkly, but it doesn't need the thing to go up it. It just happens to be colored green, just for funsies, I guess. It isn't actually affected by the Dweller Mask. Anything else up here? Got some pawns. Need that money. Oh, but I have an odd number now. I need to get something that's divisible by 5. There's 2 more over there. I can get it. Ah. 65. Much better. But wait a second. Where's the timepiece? I like that sequence quite a bit. I wish it went on a little bit longer because there's a lot of cool ideas in there that the game doesn't really get to visit anywhere else. But I like that sequence a lot. Oleum Naruga, hey Jacob, how do you feel about horror stuff? Would you ever play a horror game in the channel? I'd love to see an LP of one from you. Not really. I'm not a fan of horror stuff. Not be like, oh, it's too spooky for me, but I'm not a fan. I don't like being scared. It's not an emotion that I enjoy experiencing. It's just not something I get a kick out of, really. There are certain horror films that I really appreciate for their craft, and that I enjoy. Like, for example, I really like the first 2 Alien films. I like Alien and Aliens a lot. But they're also not, those movies don't really scare me so much. They're just really intense. They're good suspense films, I guess would be a better way of putting it. But oh no, the plants that we activated, they're oh no, they're getting mean. They're making things go bad. But we will not, I'm afraid we will not be dealing with this today because my time is just about up. And I'm afraid we need to conclude things for the day, I think. We need to wrap things up now. But I'll spend another like 5 minutes, finish up with chat really quickly, read a couple more things. I did technically record a horror video a long time ago with some different people who never featured on the channel, like literally 6 years ago, like right out of high school, when I was still doing stuff in high school. Some other people that I knew in high school, when I was just testing out lots of different types of videos. I did technically record a horror video with a couple of people that I'm not really in contact with anymore. Not because of anything that bad that happened, but I'm just not really in contact with them anymore. And I did think about recording some horror stuff with Aiden. I thought it'd be fun to do like PT with her or something, but unfortunately she beat me to PT. Somebody else made her play PT, not in front of a camera. And she likes horror stuff a bit more than me, so I thought about doing. There was a point where I was like, maybe doing Until Dawn could be fun, but I already know everything that happens in the game, and it's not really a game that I'd be like interested in talking about. So I don't know. Most of the stuff that I play on the channel is like it's stuff that I want to talk about, and I really like. I don't know. I'm not a big horror guy, so I'm not sure there's really stuff that I'd. Not a big horror guy. That's the answer. Don't really have any particular reason to do horror stuff on the channel. Sorry. Dean Weiss, off topic, thought it was interesting. A few of my regular viewers found my channel through my stream highlights of your KH streams, including Angie Scrubby, who's one of my best friends now. She was going back to the KH Orchestra this summer, promised to get me one of those Keyblade conducting batons. Let's see if they let me use it next semester in conducting class. Parentheses, they won't. I'm sure they won't. They don't allow you to do that stuff when you're in the school. You gotta be a pro before they let you use your own equipment, before you can customize your loadout. You gotta prestige first. I linked to those two highlight reels on Twitter and on my channel, I think, and obviously they're also just like people like those LP highlight reels. They get recommended to people and stuff, so people stumble upon them. Victor asks, what about a Kingdom Hearts live action remake? No thanks. A cartoon, perhaps. I think the Kingdom Hearts would be a fantastic TV show, but that's a conversation for another day, perhaps. Video C1 said, at Dean Weiss, I started watching just because of those Jacob highlights, so they worked. Adam Frostbite, yeah, just got here. How much did I miss? You missed 2 hours and also the entire stream, because we'll be wrapping up in just a minute here, so I apologize. Linus is going to go to sleep now. I'm sure he did that a few minutes ago, so I missed him, but goodbye, Linus. Have a good night. Do. Oh, your power didn't go out, Paddleball Paul? Wow, my voice just gave out a little bit there. See, I am still a little bit sick. Your power didn't go out. Fantastic. Good job. Good job, power not going out over at Paddleball Paul's place. Good job, power. Good job, Storm, for not knocking out his power. Yeah, sorry, Frostbite. You'll have to watch the archive later. Sorry about that. This is a little bit. I mean, I don't know. I say it's a short stream, but we went for 2 hours, so it's not that short. Oleum Naruga, I'm not sure if you've already said this, but I'll ask anyways. Is Aiden in any future episodes of the KHLP? No, she's not. We have talked about this previously, but due to scheduling conflicts, she was not able to join us for any of the Kingdom Hearts stuff after Kingdom Hearts 2. So you will not be seeing her in any of Dream Drop, in any more. Joshua joined us for the Coded movie, and then you'll hear Joshua in the background because he's helping us with tech stuff for a lot of. And I don't think he's really in the background of 0.2 at all, but you'll hear Joshua in the background for a lot of Dream Drop Disc. No. He wasn't in much Dream Drop Distance. He's only in a little bit of that. You will hear Joshua in the background for a lot of KH3, though. He wasn't, like, sitting up with us and mic'd and part of the show, but he was usually in the room helping me with stuff, or he was in the room, like, playing a game on his PC, so he was looking over every now and then. So you'll hear Joshua a little bit in the background of 3. But unfortunately, no, Aiden was unable to join us for anything related to Kingdom Hearts. So you will not be seeing her in anything anytime soon, I'm afraid. Paddleball Paul, Jacob, do you have any interest in streaming E3? We actually talked about that a little bit earlier on in the stream. The plan as of right now is to do coverage of it like we did last year. We aren't sure yet if we're going to record and edit videos and then release them as we did last year, or if we're going to stream them. I'm favoring streaming, but we don't really know exactly what's going to happen at this point. There are no definitive plans as of this moment in time. However, yes, the current plan is for Joshua, Joey, and myself to stream the main conferences at E3 if we can. Joey probably won't be able to join us for a lot of them because he'll be working during the days of the morning ones, but hopefully for the evening ones, he'll be able to join us, similarly to what happened last year. But we'll see. Who knows? Might be that we all come down with the flu and we can't do anything. But we'd like to do that. Hopefully we'll be able to do that. But I think that's everything for the evening, folks. I really needed to wrap up. I really needed to wrap up about like 7 minutes ago. So, I mean, I didn't need to, but I was aiming for a little while ago. I was hoping to stop around the hour, and that didn't quite happen. So, gonna have to wrap up, I think, for the evening. Hopefully, you'll see at least one more A Hat in Time stream, kind of mid this coming week. And during that stream, we will complete the final level for whatchamacallit, for Alpine Skyline, and then we will complete the final level. Actually, I say that. Hold on. Let's see. We got one more timepiece for Alpine Skyline in terms of the plot, which consists of 35. Then we have the three 36, 37, 38 rifts in that setting. Then 39 for the final world, so I'm missing a timepiece somewhere. Where am I missing a timepiece? Because there's only one timepiece for the final level. Am I missing a rift somewhere? I am. I'm missing a rift here. Okay, so on the next stream, we will do the remaining time rift for Subcon Forest. Yeah, that's great. We will complete all three time rifts for Alpine Skyline, which I was going to go and show on camera, but they're despawned now, so I can't. Unless I go back and they appear now. Nope. I think there were only 2 on the map, so I'm still missing one, but perhaps I'm misremembering. So I'll complete the final level for Alpine Skyline. Final sequence, because it's still technically open world, the storm sequence. For our 35th. Then our 36th, 37th, and 38th will be the time rifts in Alpine Skyline. Our 39th will be the final time rift in over there, that place, Subcon Forest. And then we will wrap up the game. For now, like I said, probably a few months from now, we'll loop back around to this and do the DLC. But we will be taking a break from Hat Kids Adventures after we finish the main game here on console, and the console version of the game is completed. And we will be moving on to streaming something else regularly. We will also, I'm hoping, I haven't really gotten to do it yet, but I still want to do, like, in addition to going through some single-player game that I'm just, like, beating, I want to have the option of doing, not the option. I want to, like, kind of alternate between Modern Warfare Remastered multiplayer streams, Mario Kart 8 streams, multiplayer, and then back to, like, single-player streams. And occasionally we'll also be doing, I'm hoping that on weekends when Joey is available, I've mentioned this previously, but again, for people who are watching this one who perhaps haven't watched other ones, the hope is that right now I have got most of Dream Drop Distance, all of 0.2, and all of KH3 to edit, so I really don't need to start stacking up more filmed Let's Play material on my hard drives right now. So instead, Joey and I are gonna stream stuff whenever he can come over, as opposed to recording more Let's Play stuff, at least for a while. We already have an idea of the next couple of games that we want to do for, like, the proper recorded playthroughs, but we are hoping to do some more freeform streams. Not necessarily full playthroughs of anything when it's me and Joey. We'll probably do little bits and pieces of different games, more research rambles style, you know, bounce around between different stuff. But who knows? Maybe we'll find something we really want to do and we'll stick with it. But don't count on that. So yeah, we'll basically the stream rotation will be Jacob doing a single player game, Jacob playing Modern Warfare Remastered multiplayer, Jacob playing Mario Kart 8 multiplayer, Jacob and Joey playing whatever the heck, and occasionally Jacob and Joshua doing other stuff too. We'll probably Jacob and Joshua might do some multiplayer. Oh, Jacob and Joshua, Jacob and Joey, maybe Jacob, Joshua, and Joey. Who knows? When it's two of us, we could be doing whatever. When it's 2 or 3 of us, we could be doing whatever the heck. But in a couple of weeks here, we're gonna be doing that. We're probably gonna be doing E3 coverage. So at least 1 week, there probably won't actually be much gameplay because we'll be watching E3 conferences. But anyway. That's it. We're done. That's the end of the stream. Thanks to those of you who did come out. It's fun to do these smaller streams sometimes. There's only a handful of us hanging out. But yeah, hope you guys had a good time. We will hopefully wrap up this game sometime later this week, and then we'll kick off another exciting single-player game sometime after that.